In this demonstration, I will go over how to take a REST services URL, either from our open data site or from REST services themselves, and take them into ArcGIS Pro, create a new project, and bring in that URL to create a layer in your project. So we'll go ahead and start with getting the data first. So here in our Iowa DOT Open Data Portal, we can search for our data as we know, but let's say that we already have the data that we want. So for this example, we're going to use crash data, and we know that the URL for this crash data is right down here in the bottom right-hand corner. And if we highlight all that and hit Control-C or right-click and hit copy, when we paste that into a new link, we will see the link pull up in its REST services directory. And so this URL right here is what we'll need to bring into ArcGIS Pro to pull this layer into the application, just like if we were to open it in the map viewer with ArcGIS Online. So now that we have this full URL, we'll copy the link, and let's get out of Google Chrome here. So I already have ArcGIS Pro up on my machine just for the sake of time. But if you did want to pull up the screen that I'm at, you would just go to your start bar, hit ArcGIS Pro, wherever you have it, maybe in all programs. And once we're greeted with this page, we will go ahead and create a new project by clicking blank. Name of the project, we'll do test project 1. Hit OK. And you will be greeted with a layout that kind of looks like this. So we'll go ahead and create a new map by clicking this button in the upper left-hand corner. And by default, it will put the OpenStreetMap base map onto your workspace, but we can go ahead and right-click that and hit remove so that we have a truly blank map. Now, since we have that REST service link in our clipboard, we'll click on Add Data, that little triangle right there, and we'll choose Data from Path. So this is adding data using a local path or a URL. In this case, we're using a URL. So we'll go ahead and click that and right-click, click Paste, and there's our public feature service URL. Hit Return or click Add. And sure enough, crash data is in our map. Now you may say, oh my gosh, Kellen, I don't see anything when I do this on my own. Well, I don't see anything either, and that's because we have a certain limit of how many features we're going to call out to at a time. In this case, crash data has about 600,000 points of information, and that's a lot to display. It's also a lot to pull from our network. So in this case, we're only showing about 20 to 30,000 at a time, which is still a big amount. So to get some spatial reference of where the heck we're looking, let's go to base map up here. And once this loads up, we'll go ahead and throw something on there. Let's see here. How about just the streets layer? This is an Esri layer, but it works. And so we'll go ahead and scroll in. I'm just using the scroll wheel on my mouse, and let's go down to Ames right over here. Looks like I overshot and we're looking at Ada Hayden, but with a quick click and drag, we can look at right where the DOT is, right here at the corner of Lincoln and Grand Avenue. And once we give the map a second, that crash data will go ahead and populate on the map. Perfect. Just as if we were looking at it in ArcGIS Online, or if we had pulled in the data from a local file path, we see all the data right here, and we can change the symbology just as easy by right-clicking it, going to symbology, and changing it here or in a number of different ways as is available in ArcGIS Pro.